Hey Edgewood artists, today we're going to talk a little more about mixed media and how you can add some special details to your artwork. We're going to talk about Posca pens, how to use glitter glue, how to use collage paper, and what is a test paper? What's that word? First, let's talk about Posca pens. Two important things. They are on Miss Castle's desk, and they are not for coloring green grass or for coloring the sky totally blue. Posca pens are when you do details on top of another color. Also, Sharpie. We all love Sharpies. Sharpies have come out with their own type of paint pen. Posca pen is a brand of paint pen. It literally has paint inside of it. Sharpie came out with a paint pen, and you don't have to shake it. It just kind of works. And I can automatically just draw on top of another color just like this. So if I wanted to do details on top of something else, let's say I have this beautiful blue piece of paper and I want this to be an ocean. So I've already colored it blue, and now I'm going to add some details. For instance, I could use a Posca pen. I'm going to shake it, and I could draw some coral that's rising up high and see how it's showing up on top of my blue paper. Now, one trick is that when things are dark, you might have to do it in layers. Uh-oh, that one is dirty. Oh no, let's get a piece of test paper. So test paper is what you can dot them on, and Posca pens will clean themselves. If you can just get that color off and dot it on another piece of paper, because I don't want to do this on artwork. Hey artists, we're here today to talk about adding details to your artwork. Miss Castle's favorite things are Posca pens, and we're going to start by talking about Posca pens. We need to first know that Posca pen is a brand. That is a type of paint pen. That means that there is paint inside this marker. Sharpie, oh, we all love Sharpies. Sharpie came out with their own version. They call it a creative marker. You don't have to shake it. It just naturally comes out. Now, what is important to know is that you don't use them to color a big area. I'm not going to use a paint pen to color an entire grass green, or I'm not going to use a paint pen to color an entire sky blue. I would paint that with a paintbrush first. What they are for is adding details on top of another color. Let's use the Sharpie on top of this green. See how I can just add details on top of something else that's already there? Or I could use this paint pen on top of this one. And they show up on top for small details. Now, let's say that this is an ocean scene and I want to add some coral to it. Sometimes it might take 2 layers, like I did it once with my Posca pen here, and I might have to go over it a second time so that it will show up. Let's try out the Sharpie and do some coral. Oh, see how it's so dark? One trick, oh, that shows up really good there though. One trick is to use your white first and let that dry, and then you can go on top with the other color to make it pop. Another great thing is the jelly pens. Let's say I'm gonna have a cute fishy right here. I'm just going really fast. There he is. And he's gonna have some bubbles that pop up. Look at how just adding some small white details with the jelly pen really makes my artwork pop out. You could draw with your paint pen on top. Now, uh-oh, that's a weird looking fish, Miss Castle. I just messed up on my final piece of paper. Oh no. This is where a test paper should have been used. If you've never used a material before, you're not just going to start working on your final piece of paper. What you need to do is to get a scrap of paper and test things out. Like, what does the Posca pen look like on dark paper? What does the gel pen look like on white paper? Do I need to use the white Posca pen first and then go over it with a darker one so that it shows up? There's nothing wrong with practicing first on another piece of paper and then working on your final paper so you know what you're doing. Like now that this is white, I can go on top with this color and it's going to show up so much better because it was on white and not on the dark color. Light colors are hard to get to show up on dark colors, but dark colors show up great on light colors. Okay, so that is our Posca pens. They are not crayons. They are for details on top. All right, let's move to glitter. Next, let's talk about glitter glue. A lot of people just want to take glitter glue and just go straight on the paper, but that's kind of hard to see. And why am I using my finger? The great thing about glitter glue is that if you watercolor first or even crayon first, then you can take your glitter glue, maybe spread it out a little, and then you're going to use a paintbrush to spread it out over the whole area. Now the glitter glue is going to show up much better on top of my green rather than just by itself over here. So when you're using a color, you might use it for like a very small detail. Here's the like red in the center. That's fine. But if you want to use it for a whole sky or a whole underwater scene, you want to use a, uh-oh, it's time for the next class. Miss Castle better hurry up. You want to use a paintbrush to spread it out over the whole area. Then you got to make sure that you wash that paintbrush and close the top of your glitter glue. This glitter glue is not for gluing two pieces of paper together. It's just a neater way to get glitter on your artwork. All right, let's talk about collage. Miss Castle and Miss Santiago have some really cool scrap paper bins. There's no telling what you're going to find in there. And collage is so much fun. In my mind, it's kind of like cheating. You get to cut out someone else's work and use the shape however you like. Now, I'm just going with this shape, but of course I could have made it any shape I want. Actually, I'm going to go back to my tree. This is going to be the center of a tree right here. And instead of painting, I could use this fun collage paper. I'm going to fold it in half so I get two trees. I'm going to use this fun collage paper to add color instead of paint. So then I'll use my glue stick and glue it down. Sometimes I think we believe collage is for kindergartners or younger students when they're cutting papers and putting it on a worksheet. But look at that. That's a way cool tree design that I have. And I could maybe add another one right here. So this is now mixed media. I have painted, I have used glitter glue, I have collaged, and you know what? I could use my Posca pens on top of that to add even more details. Let's add that right there. I can color that one in. Maybe I want to add some designs on top of my tree here. So see, I'm not coloring in with the Posca pens. I'm just adding designs and detail to what's already there. Okay, so we have gone over Posca pens, glitter glue, using our collage paper, and using a test paper. Now, if a piece of paper, when you're done, is smaller than your hand, no one else is really going to use this. So we're going to throw this away. But if a scrap paper is bigger than your hand, then someone else can use this. So we're going to put it back in the bin. All right. I hope you have fun adding details to your artwork.